So while Mikey orders me a chopped cheese, my name is Ivy. We are live. Welcome to the Raw Zone, our Inside the Rawrrzone segment. We're doing our culture talk today with a little mix of wrestling talk because we had some pent up things to talk about from Extreme Rules the other day. And what better yet to bring our friend from the Cats and Dogs podcast, Mr. Hit It with the Wee Wee himself.
What up, what up, what up, everybody? Thank you for having me back on again. I had so much fun Sunday. I had to do it twice. Like she said, my name is Lawrence, aka Mr. Hit It with the Wee Wee. I am a co-host on the Cats and Dogs podcast. We drop every Wednesday. This week we will not drop an episode, but we have 32 episodes you can listen to. Search us up on Cats and Dogs, the podcast on Spotify and SoundCloud and the Apple Podcast app. And you can also find us under the Jabba Tears Network on YouTube. You can watch us. You can watch our audio. Audio and video. Thank you.
Of course, we're also accompanied by my favorite co-host, Mr. Stepdaddy Mikey himself, Michael Bothick, a.k.a. Buster Hyman.
What's good, y'all? What's good? You already know what it is. Welcome to the Raw Zone. We doing our thing. I look like I'm about to rob a store and shit, but they know me in here, so I don't have to worry about that.
Nah, you about to order some Bakla Bit bookies. That's what
you about to some Bakla Bit bookies. Fact.
Some Bakla Bit bookies. That's what you about to order. I'm with it. I fucks with it. Give me the Bakla Bit bookies. Extra Baklas.
Extra Baklas.
I swear, I don't get paid enough for this shit. So, I know we say no WWE bashing, but I'm very disappointed by Extreme Rules.
It's a fact.
You know what I forgot that we didn't go over Sunday? I don't think we went over the tag team.
You remember why we didn't? Because on one thing we read they were going to be on it, and then we read that they weren't on the card.
Yeah, like they took them off the card. Like, I don't know. Like, that shit is crazy.
I feel like they rushed into Extreme Rules. Like, they could have planned it out better.
Honestly, what was up with the theme about it? Like, the horror show? Like, what was that? Like
I guess because of the eye versus eye match and the swamp match.
And the swamp match. That shit was just a weird night. That shit was a weird fucking...
I ain't gonna lie, though. The shock of the night was definitely that tag team title match, because I ain't expect the New Day to lose the titles. The thing that I ain't like that they did, and I guess they just pulled like a swerve because they want ratings for Raw, with the Sasha Banks and Asuka thing, like that was just like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all.
I didn't see it coming at all, but I kind of like how Stephanie McMahon came up yesterday and handled it, where she instead.
My whole thing is, she was gonna do all that. What was the point in even doing that swerve? Because it just like takes away from the swerve.
I mean, I get why. Like I said, I get why they did it, because it extends the feud. And then if they actually do Evolution 2, you could say, instead of having Sasha and Bailey at SummerSlam, you could do that at you could do that at Evolution 2. Because they don't have, like, what would be a main event for that? And then, like, I heard that WWE was in secret talks with, like, Tessa Blanchard. So, like, if they did that Evolution 2, like, she would come out towards the end and stuff like that. And then, I ain't gonna front, Bailey versus Sasha, if they really let them go, that'd be a dope match. Like, the NXT matches was amazing. So, like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But I just want to see how it plays out. Like, I can't really be mad at WWE, because even though they did some bogus shit at Extreme Rules, it got you wanting to see what's gonna happen next. Like, you now like, oh, that was some bogus shit, but what the fuck is gonna happen? Like,
what
she not really the champion. Yeah, like, she not really the champion and shit like that. Like, now I know Stephanie. Like, now that Stephanie came back, and that was like, they got a match for Raw. That match was pretty decent at Extreme Rules. So it's like, Raw needs ratings. You could put two big marquee people and Sasha Banks and Asuka on for a title, and it was a good ass match. People was gonna tune in.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
what
go
they
for
need.
that.
They need the ratings.
I mean, I get why they did it, right? But I feel like they've been really dragging the Bailey and Sasha friendship. So this heel turn has to happen like ASAP. Because everyone, I don't know about you guys, I'm getting sick of the golden role models or whatever they're calling them. You
Yeah.
know, because I remember Sasha Banks as the fan. For me, you know, because I used to be a heavy Sasha Banks fan, you know, and for me, you know, I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted by the laughing. For me, to see her water herself down in this gimmick, so someone else could be champion. Yes, I understand the friendship aspect, but at the same time, I think it's taking away from her, and that's the one thing she always complained about, especially when she lost the tag team championship the first time to the Iconics, and she went on that little hiatus. That was her main complaint, that she wasn't giving the right matches, the right stories, you know. So now it's like, why?
I mean, if we want to be if we talking about all of that, like honestly, I thought the Iconics should have won in an elimination chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then Bailey and Sasha could have won at Mania. That would have been better. But I'm glad the Iconics got something because oh my god, we're not even gonna get into that. But I mean, I like heel Sasha. Like, I like Bailey heel. Like, I like the theme and everything. Like, I like the concept. Like, she's not hugging people no more. Like, it's straight business. Like, I'm gonna do anything to win this match.
Yeah.
It is good because they're real life friends and you know they're friends. Like, so like I mean, it like they can build up a story with them too, and then like they're doing now, and to the point where they'll have their match eventually. Like I don't want it to be rushed because I want it to be like at a big stage. Because if you book the match the right way, it is a big marquee match. Like
That's a fact.
they the main evented takeovers already and killed it. Like 5-star matches. Like so,
Right.
so and it's like I want them to build it right. Like make the story right. Let the match go and let them go full throttle. Like, but my thing is the only thing I hope is that when Sasha does win the title, they find a way to keep her here. Like, I don't want to face Sasha. Like, I'd rather Bailey somehow turn face. Like, oh my God, you turned your back on me. You how could you do this to me? And all
Yeah.
of this. Like, all right, don't get me wrong. When Sasha was a face and she was fighting Charlotte, I was all for it. Like, I was Team Sasha. Like, I'm still Team Sasha. I think she's a great talent, but I see her like she's like one of those people um
I mean, she plays a
that should
wonderful heel.
like yeah she's one of those people that don't need to be face. She needs to just like stay heel.
Yeah. Right.
Like Chris Jericho, amazing heel. Like he don't really need to be face. Like let him
Yeah.
be
That's
that
true.
heel. Let him
That's
be that
absolutely
arrogant,
true.
cocky person. Like
He does that well. He does both well, but he definitely healed Jericho for me. And Jericho is my favorite,
hmm
my goat. So,
and
but
Orange
definitely healed
Cassidy.
Jericho.
Yep, Orange Cassidy. He don't need to be a heel. Leave him as a face. Like his whole gimmick, everybody's eating up. They love it and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like certain people
Man,
don't need to flip flop. They don't need to be like the Big Show and turn heel and face 7,000 times. Like
Yeah,
wake
that
up
shit
in
is
the
wild.
morning like, damn, I think I'm gonna be healed today. And the next day, like, I want to be face again. Like,
It's a
see,
fact.
but see if Sasha Banks could have a little bit space on top of her heel, not like a crazy amount, but at least enough like the fighting champion type thing,
Hmm.
I will be
mm,
happy with it. You know, because it will blend both of it together. Because you're right, she was good when she was face against Charlotte. She sold the fuck out of it. So if she has
Yeah.
that attitude with her heel, I think she could go really far with it. You know, but this gimmick is like kind of not help. It helps her, but I feel like it's gonna hinder her later on.
Yeah, I don't see it because I get why they doing it. It's like the friendship thing, but it's like I always help you win, and then sometimes you fuck me over.
Right, right,
Like the thing with Tamina. Like Sasha didn't want to fight Tamina. It was like Bailey was like, "You want to fight me so bad? Go ahead, Sasha. You got to fight Sasha first, and then if you beat Sasha, then you fight me." And
right.
Sasha's looking at her like, "Bitch, you crazy?" Like my thing is, Sasha was best when she was the despicable heel, ripping the headband off of the off of Bailey's number one fan. Like they need that, like in a women's division, and then you can work with that. Like Sasha can be a top heel on SmackDown, and she draws.
Agreed.
Like people want to see her. Like people like Sasha, so her heel persona, like give her that heel persona she had at NXT and let her run with it. Let her be the women's champion. You could turn Bailey back face, like I said, you can have Bailey be like, how could you stab me in the back? I thought we was friends and everything. Get the sympathy going and shit like that for Bailey. Bailey could be a chaser for the title, and then you could position all the other women on SmackDown around like chasing the title and everything, and then you still got the storyline with her and Bailey. That's the main go to, and you could still have what Naomi. Naomi could step up. You got a good face in Naomi. Naomi and Sasha Banks can have a good ass match. They had before. Then you
Yeah.
got you could whatever the fuck you want to do with Lacey Evans because 1 minute she's face, 1 minute she heel. Like she could have a match with Sasha. Like it could be like Sasha is a heel, but she don't need nobody. She can fight heels and faces. Like
Right.
that'd be dope. Like, but they it's like creative. They don't wanna. They don't like. We got to see what they're gonna do with this Bailey and Sasha thing. Like, when is it gonna finally boil over? Because we know at some point
It's gonna boil
it's
over.
gonna
Absolutely.
explode. I think because of COVID, it kind of fucked it up because I know for sure they wanted to do SummerSlam in Boston. They had it already set. It was gonna be in Boston, and I know they wanted to do the match there because they wanted to get the hometown pop for Sasha
Right.
when she wins. Like, but with the pandemic, I don't know if they're still gonna do the match or like how they gonna
No,
build this.
everything is gonna. They announced that SummerSlam is gonna be in Florida because right now everything they're doing is
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be
at the
in Florida
performance center.
Center.
Uh-huh.
Nah, but before like even during the pandemic, they still had it that it was gonna be at Boston.
Mm-hmm.
They they switched it to the performance center like in the middle of pandemic. I think it was like after Mania sometime because even during Mania, like it was still supposed to be in Boston. Like so the crowd, like if it wasn't for this pandemic, like wrestling would have been a lot different. Like
Uh-huh.
storylines would have been a lot different. So you can't really OD shit on a product, but then you can't give it that much credit because you're a multi-million billion dollar company. And it's like AEW is doing like they still dealing with a pandemic and they doing good. They have their flaws, but they're doing better than you. You know.
AEW is doing amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They are, but like I said, they still have flaws. But I'm not here to get on AEW. We talking about spooky Extreme Rules, like,
I don't know what the fuck that shit was.
Yo,
yo. Let's not even talk about the gimmick eye that they gave Rey Mysterio. Like, what?
yeah, I don't like this whole fake eye shit. Like, technically, if you're gouging his eye out, the second eye, this man is supposed to be blind. So you want to give him a googly fake eye?
That shit was
Yeah,
wild.
yo, I didn't even see the googly eye. Like,
Mikey
I'm watching it.
pointed it out to me because that's when we were talking, right? I'm like, yo, I want to
Mm-hmm.
really quick. What's going on? What's going on? And he's like, oh, you want to hit it with the fake eye? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
They gave him
A lot of
the whole fake eye, yo.
Yep, like and then my thing is what I don't get like it's still if you still steps is pushing his eye in
How it
like
come out.
how is it pop
Right. Right.
and then he got it in his hand he holding it in his, and it, like I said when the shit first happened like I didn't even notice it. Like I'm just seeing the refs check on him, and then they just stop the match and shit. And then you see Seth throw up, and I'm like, I don't see no eye popping. I don't see no
Yeah,
blood.
Ray
Like,
didn't sell. Ray didn't sell it good. He didn't sell it good at all.
like the
Why do
first
you believe
the
he
first
really
time he did it.
that's for vomit?
Nah, that shit was overkill. Like,
That was
nah, man,
overkill. That was a fact. That was an
you knew what
oversell.
you was doing. You knew what you was doing. Like, I would have rather him do what he did on Raw that time when he first did it. Like, come to his senses. Like, oh my god, what
Yeah,
have I done? Like I ain't gonna front. Like they fooled me because I thought Dominic was gonna try to like you how you wait till your father loses an eye to come out and want to check on him. Like nigga,
right.
you could have came out in the match. The match had no rules. Like this man had pliers in his hand. Like what? You could have came down to help. Like now all of a sudden you're a bad son because you could have helped. You could have did something. Like you could have came down, did something. Like you let me lose my eye. He gonna have the Jack Thriller. Like at the end of the day, I'm scaring you
Yeah,
every
you
day.
asshole.
Facts.
Like he is his fault. Like shout out to Jack Dilla though, but like at the end of the day, son, if I was Ray, I'm fucking with Dominic all the time with that eye. Like you sat back there and watched me and watched this happen to me. Like you could have came out here and did something. Like, but you rather get tossed around by Brock Lesnar, but Seth Rollins skimpy ass, you can't do nothing with, huh? Like
Right.
steel chair, kendo stick, nothing, nothing. I don't know, man. And then they tried to make a little what was it, announcement after the match, like, oh, he might be fine, his eye might be good or some shit like that. And it's like, really? That's what we doing?
Right. You're just gonna
The-
imply that the shit's gonna be fine.
I mean, because
Something.
remember, realistically, even if it is an unsanctioned match or whatever the case may be, that's a total liability.
I mean, it wasn't an unsanctioned match. That Big Show versus Randy Orton from Raw was an unsanctioned match.
Yeah, but it was unsanctioned because Mysterio's contract was up.
Yeah, his contract, he was just working for peanuts. I mean,
Right.
they giving him money. They throwing the whole bag at him. Like those appearances ain't coming for free.
Right. He's like, yo, y'all give me this much
I'm
and I'll
pretty sure
stay.
he's getting paid. Like
Mm-hmm.
so,
But in reality,
I can't lie. The match itself was all right. It was just tacky. Like the
Yeah.
whole pay per view was just tacky. Like I felt like they tried to
they
do
tried
scare
too hard.
tactic a lot with the. I like the Dolph Ziggler match though. I ain't gonna lie. That Dolph Ziggler and Drew
Yeah, they
McIntyre match was
really
pretty
went
dope.
in though. Like
That was a pretty good
That
match.
was
they really tried to sell it. And I see how hard you could tell how hard Ziggler wanted it.
Right.
Hard.
I mean, like I said it Sunday. Ziggler was gonna sell regardless. Like
Right.
that Claymore kick that he sold, the kick up
Yo,
Claymore
that shit
kick
was
was dope.
hard, bro.
How many? But
That
how
really
many
took that nigga head off.
did you get?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, like it was a good ass match. Like, and then it was like I get it. They trying to make Drew seem like this credible champion because the deck was stacked against him. Like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't in his favor. Like Dolph had all the advantages. He had extreme rules. He couldn't get counted out. He could basically do whatever he wanted in the match. And then on top of that, if Drew get counted out or disqualified, he lose the title. So I get it. It was like they like everybody knew like, oh, Dolph Ziggler ain't winning this shit. But then like with all the stipulations is like, hold on, like can he really pull it off?
Yeah, how you
Like
gonna get out of this?
yeah, like so it worked. And then going into SummerSlam, if they really do Randy versus Drew, is good because Drew's been a strong champ. Like he like anything they threw in his way, he's overcome. And then to
Mm-hmm.
have Randy is hot right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
Randy's on his A game. I got to give it up. That
No,
man is killing it.
Randy's really back at work, and it's really good to see that.
Right.
No. But let's talk about Apollo, because I was sitting here for the last 3 days. They say Apollo got corona. That's what the rumors and everything is circulating right now. So did MVP really can you really win the match by forfeit?
Nah, I don't think. I mean, he could have won the match by forfeit. I don't think you can win the
The
title by
title.
forfeit. I've never seen it. Like the same thing with the Bailey thing. Like I think that's why like the pay-per-view was so deflating because it's like at the token of at the same time it's like you had two title like floozy shit with the titles like the US
Right.
title and then the women's title on SmackDown. Like um I get it. Like it still it works. If he did test positive, it works because you can still continue the storyline. When he comes back after his 14 days of quarantine and he tests negative, like he could come back. He could be like, you're not even a real champion. They could have the actual match that they were supposed to have, and
Mm-hmm.
you could go on with that. Like, and I see MVP out there growing his little stable and shit like that. Shout out to Shelton Benjamin that joined them on Raw and everything like that. So it works. Like even though I kind of wanted Apollo Crews to kind of join MVP because it probably would have been better for him. Like MVP could have been the mouthpiece, and then he could have been
Uh-huh.
out there, him and Bobby Lashley together, two dominant black men, muscled out, killing the game. They could have been some like a strong ass team. Like, but I get it. It works, but the way that they went about it, like they could have wrote something better than what they did though.
Did you see the meme though that they posted because Slammiversary was this weekend, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So they put a meme up of MVP and Bobby Lashley where MVP had put the title around him, and it goes, "When your retired friend wins the belt, and you could have been at Slammiversary this weekend," and it had his Bobby Lashley's face dead silent.
Yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm.
They need to leave my son Bobby Lashley alone, man. Get
No,
that nigga
but
one.
listen, they've been really dogging him. They gave him this thing with Lana.
The thing with Lana wasn't really bad. It was just like
It was just
some of the
crazy.
segments could have been better.
I think they dragged it a little bit.
Yeah,
They
they
dragged it.
did. Like the fake restaurant shit was just hilarious to me, and then it was like
And then you had
the reason
the lesbian like storyline with
Mm-hmm.
that would have been interesting. Like you, honestly, that was like one of the biggest like search things on YouTube from WWE. So it did what it needed to do. Like I don't understand why they dropped the storyline. They probably had their reasons.
because
Um,
it wasn't believable seeing as technically Lana was still married to Rusev.
at the end of the day, even if shit she was doing with Lashley, we know she's still married to Rusev. I get like the only thing is they could have came up with a better way. Like she was like, "I want to divorce you because all you want to do is have sex. You have sex too much." Uh,
There's no
ain't that a
first of all, there's no such thing as having too much sex. Thank you very much.
Shimmy, say that
oh
when you
yeah?
married. Say
There's
that shit when you
no
married.
such thing as having too much sex.
Say that shit when you married.
I
You
would
gonna
I
never
see.
mean,
if I ever get
You
married.
gonna see. You gonna see. Remember, I've been there, done it. Trust me.
But Mikey,
There is such thing.
some
Don't
couples don't
you
have
a whole
sex when they get married.
Scorpio.
Right.
You a
Hmm?
whole Scorpio and you fuck every day.
I don't fuck every
You
day,
tell him,
but
you telling my man sign like that, like you just
right.
throwing shots at my man
That
like that, like,
just because I want it doesn't necessarily mean that I need it.
or you
So
get it like that. You feel me?
you know what I'm saying. So nah, that's sex all the time, every day shit, all day for nah. That
Not
shit get
every
quiet after a while. That shit get quiet after a while. Yeah, all that should be too
hmm
much. Like put me on a schedule, yo. Fuck.
He said, "Put me on the schedule." He said,
what
"Give me 3 times a
your
week."
dick's gonna
Right.
I
clock.
mean,
That's a fact. Right? All that. They'll tell you get married and then say that.
Listen, the
You gonna
moment
see.
that's when
nah. If I get married, it's over. When I get married, it's over. I ain't getting no divorce, no nothing. So we gonna come to terms of agreement, baby. We gonna figure something out. All right?
Mm-hmm.
oh shit. Yo,
But
Florida's coronavirus just reached to 10,000.
its power level is over 9,000.
Right. Right.
Damn it, Florida.
Well, Florida fucked
Uh-oh.
up when they opened. They the first day they opened up the beaches. That's where they fucked up at.
Oh, no Miami for me.
That's just where they fucked up at. They opened the beaches, and then everybody was out there, and the fucking thing was at its peak. Right. That was smart.
Shit,
So
Atlanta was the same way, nigga. Like you said earlier, like they don't. I don't know if they like ready to open up down here because everybody will everybody would come try to flock down here. But like Atlanta when they opened up, everybody was ready to go down there. Oh, everything is open in Miami. I mean, Atlanta, the clubs and everything. I'm about to get me an Airbnb and shit like that. I got friends. Um, she lives in North Carolina. Her brother went to visit her out there. He was like, "Oh, I'm about to go to Atlanta, get me an Airbnb. Everything open out there, it's wrapped and shit like that." And it's like, damn, bro, your safety don't come first. Like
yeah.
I mean, if we open up realistically, right? Because Astoria was all over the news yesterday over what happened during the weekend, what happened last week on Steinway. It became like evident on the news.
Yeah, Soundway is the new Miami. Y'all niggas is bugging over there.
Stop
Y'all,
it.
That shit was wild.
I got people
y'all niggas
calling
is
me
wild.
Miami. I'm not happy with this. I'm really not.
Everybody's calling it that. My friends that live in Ravenswood is still calling it that. Like that shit is so crowded. You got to walk in the street out there. It's bad. It's real bad over there. And you know what? You know why it's good for the businesses over there. And it's smart because a lot of hookah spots on Steinway let you sit
Hmm.
outside. So they getting all the
Yo,
business now. Like,
but here's the thing though with the hookah spots. Are they sanitizing all that shit? No.
They have to. They have
yeah,
to.
I
They
mean,
have to.
they had,
You
yeah,
know,
I mean, I went to,
that they have to, but you know that half the time they probably don't.
now I went to a hookah spot, I think it was either last Tuesday or 2 weeks ago. They made like, it was like me and six other people. They took our orders and everything. We got hookahs, drinks. The niggas even came to the table with a bottle of hand sanitizer and we ain't asked. Like, so like certain places, they don't play that shit. Like,
Right.
like, and even to go inside and use the bathroom, they was like, you gotta have a mask on. Like, so certain places they don't play. Like, I get what you're saying though. Like, you can't really be too sure. Like, places is even practicing like cleaning their stuff and making sure like Corona's not affecting their business. But like there's places that I know that I've been to, like they don't play that hand sanitizer, mask on. Like you can't even come through the door. Like
Right.
so. I don't know, man. Ray, y'all people in
Miami
Stanley.
died down so we could have New York back.
New York is never gonna be the same, yo. Like,
No,
so it's
that's
like
fine.
we're asking.
I think
Like me personally, like I'm like this with the whole situation. The more at this point, we're asking for like a miracle to happen. Like we're asking for like people to stay inside. It's like almost like let's kill. The only way we can kill the flu is if we all stay inside. But the flu is never gonna go anywhere. Coronavirus is never gonna go anywhere. We're never gonna be at absolute zero. Never.
You know
There's
why we won't be at absolute zero? Because niggas don't listen.
it's
It
it's
takes.
that it's that, but just like any kind of virus or flu or whatever, that's just gonna come back. It's gonna come back around. This
You would
time we'll
have
be
to
more.
put the
This
whole
time we'll
world
be
on
more
lockdown.
prepared for it. Every year the flu comes. Every single year, it's a new strain. Every single year, people die. Thousands of people die every single year from the flu. You think that the coronavirus is not gonna be the same thing? It's gonna be a yearly. It's gonna be an annual situation. Are we
I
gonna
agree
shut
with you
down? Are
though.
we gonna shut down for 6 months every year because of coronavirus? Now it's time to start thinking about what are alternatives that we can do to eradicate the virus in our for ourselves so that we're protecting everybody else. Because now it's like
and
we're
that's
opening up a little bit, we're doing this, we're doing that. Okay, cool. Now when it comes back, what are we gonna do?
yeah, and that's why Cuomo wants you to wear the mask. And that's why Cuomo tells you to be socially distant. But if you have motherfuckers going into Steinway like it's a fucking Jersey Shore, how are we gonna eradicate it? Because obviously the staff at the restaurant can't just push 40, 50 people out of there.
Well, yeah, honestly, they really can because you're only supposed to allow a certain amount of people in or out. So now, if it's people that's just outside that's wilding, that's different. But if you're in a restaurant and you're over capacity, you know you're not supposed to, then you're fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just dead wrong. Like you can't. If there's a restaurant, like at one point Home Depot was letting people in at a time. Like we had at one point just 100 people coming in at a time. And once you reach that 100, that was it. That was a cap. Nobody coming in until about 20 of y'all come out. If restaurants are not still doing that, and they're allowing that shit to be full to capacity, they're dead wrong. They're dead wrong.
Like I remember when we went shopping the other day, Mikey.
Right, right. It was lines in the store. It wasn't what was that? Marshalls that we went in.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. If you're still not doing that at this point, then you really just don't care.
I
Any
mean,
spot
I
that can
agree
hold
with
a
you.
certain amount, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you, but I don't. This virus will never go away. There's never going
Never.
like this world will never be the same because of it. Because everybody is gonna be extra cautious now, and I feel like this is what niggas should have been doing before that. You should have been washing your hands. You should have had your toilet paper and all of that. Like you should have been. I mean, I get it. Like everybody wasn't fucking with Lysol like that, but like you should have had like some type of disinfectant and been cleaning your house and cleaning certain things. Like in order for us to 100% get rid of this virus, the whole world would have to be shut on lockdown. Because if you put New York on lockdown, you still got all these other places with people going around and stuff like
Yep.
that. Like in order
Yep.
to kill it, you have to stay inside for 14 days in quarantine. Like everybody in the world is not doing that. Like I know people that live out here that was pulling their hair out. Like fuck it, I'm gonna go walk outside. You would
Right.
have
Like
to
it couldn't have it.
literally yeah, you would literally have to make everybody stay in the house. Like you can't do shit. Like if you need the only people that should be outside, like is if you're doing Instacart or something like that, and you
Right.
have to be tested before you do Instacart. If you do not have they need to have something in effect. Like if you're an essential worker, you got to go to this court building and get this paperwork, and then you have to get tested for corona like every 2 weeks or a week, like to make sure you don't have it. Like they have to, it has to be something strict in order to get rid of it, but it's not gonna happen because you shut down one spot and then you got another spot over here that's open that's gonna be floating around and people travel, like people go from place to place.
Right.
So I mean I get it. Like I've read where we're gonna be wearing masks for like years, a few years moving forward. So
And that's fine. I don't care at this point.
hell no, because my face be steaming like a
Well,
motherfucker.
you got a beard. Like I can understand for you guys, but I think it's okay. Like if you're by yourself in your in your if you have an office or whatever, that's fine. But when
Yeah.
you deal with other people, wear a mask. I don't
And
mind.
this shit's about to kill me because see, overnights I ain't been really wearing a mask like that because I don't be around people. So now when I
Yeah,
get back
so
on regular days, this is gonna be hard for me. The past 6 weeks, I really ain't been doing it except when I'm outside. But I know now I'm gonna have to freaking wear it. There's no getting around it.
Because you gotta
So
feel like this. It's not like you're just protecting yourself, and I don't want to. Like not to be paranoid, right?
well, the
But
mask thing is generally not for you; it's for everybody
it's
else.
for
So if
everyone else.
everybody wears a mask, you're
Like that.
protecting everybody else.
It's
You know
also
what I'm
for your
saying?
kids because you two are both parents, right?
Yes,
mm,
yes,
So you're gonna wear the mask in order to make sure that John Doe next to you, if he has it, he's not gonna give it to you, and you're not gonna give it to your kid.
right,
Or
right. And no,
mhm.
that's absolutely the key behind it. I think, like I said, it's not so much. I mean, even though it's like for your protection, you're more or less protecting them from you because you don't know. Like unless you know you don't have it, but a lot of us don't know if we've had it or if we are asymptomatic or whatever the case is. You're protecting everyone around you. You don't know what you come into contact with on a daily. So now
That's a
you're
fact.
protecting everybody else around you, and that's why the masks are very important. Like it's like yo, you have to kind of like comply with that. Like I know it's uncomfortable for people. I know it's like it's been rough. How many months is this now? 4. We're going on 4, 5 almost. Like
uh,
it's been rough.
Since March, since
Months.
March,
So where we at? four
so almost
months.
6 months.
four
Almost
months,
6.
4 months, because we started what? 'Cause,
It was
yeah,
like mid March.
good thing. Yeah, because good thing my birthday is early March. So my birthday is March 3rd. I
Oh,
did something
you
for
were
my
living
birthday.
birthday.
I did something for my birthday on the 8th of March. And then the 9th was the pay-per-view that we did the viewing party at Legends and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I
And
went
then
to, right?
nah, you didn't. You went to the Rumble.
Uh,
The last pay-per-view before like all this shit happened was Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
yeah.
because we wound up going for hookah and drinks after that. But it's fucking it's bananas. Like this shit is crazy. I'm glad I got my birthday out the way before all this shit shut down everything. I wound up being able to do beat the bomb with paint, go get hookah drinks, and everything was
Yeah.
cool. Like I just wish that we didn't have a dumb president, like, because they told him,
Oh, you mean
like,
your favorite president?
nah, that ain't my favorite president.
Did
I
you
ain't vote for
not?
that
Did
man.
you guys? Oh my God, you guys didn't see the tweet.
Like, at the end of the day,
Nah, I think I know what tweet
they
you're talking about. I
told
think I've seen it.
they told him in November of last year,
That this is
like,
gonna happen. It's a possibility.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, no, they told him that it was out, like, cause they told the president about Corona, like, and he did nothing about it, like,
Right.
so like if let's like if we would have handle it different back then, I don't think we would have been at the point that we at now. Like when I had to shut down shit, people when they got sick and dying, like we would have been able to nip it in the bud faster, like.
Yeah.
Well, it's just being inconsiderate and not trying to be understanding. It's like, 'cause you know what it is? Like people act nonchalant, like, oh, who cares? It's not gonna happen to me. I don't care what they say. What the hell does that say?
This is the tweet
That
that your president put out. We are united in our effort to defeat the invisible China virus, and many people say that it is patriotic to wear your face mask when you can't socially distance. There is nobody more patriotic than me, your favorite president.
It's real funny, right? Because he just started wearing a mask last week. He had
hmm,
refused up until last week to wear a mask. That's how. Listen, and at my core, I'm a conspiracy theorist. But listen to me when I tell you this. Trump knows something. They're protecting him on something now. Because the fact that he's out here literally wearing a mask, something is going on. They
hmm,
know something is happening. Because for the past 4 months, he would not wear a mask. Would not. Refuse. Wouldn't even put one on to make it look like he was wearing one. We just would not do it. That day,
hmm,
2 weeks ago, when he walked in the hospital, had that mask on, I was like, oh shit, something's about to happen. They know
But
something's
I
about to
know,
happen.
I know in the hospital, like certain hospitals, they won't even allow you in that motherfucker unless you
Yo,
took a
Yeah,
test
you
to
need
say
Pence,
that you don't got
Pence,
corona.
Pence didn't have. Pence was in a whole hospital. Pence was in a whole hospital. Didn't have a mask on. Like, yo, these people do what they want to do. They do what they want to do, and they're not good. The hospital is going to tell them the president of the United States he can't come if he not wearing a mask. You think Donald Trump is going to allow somebody to tell him he can't go nowhere because he's not wearing a mask? Until
Shit,
that
he ain't
shit.
got no
Until that
choice.
shit.
You got to think
Donald
about it
Trump.
like this, though. You got to think about it like this, though. He the president, but at the same time, he got a PR. You got people that's watching you. So, so he got to make himself look good. Nigga, you go into a hospital. We know you don't wear no mask.
Right.
We know you be out here in these streets, like you everywhere, cause you the president. So don't come to this hospital without a mask on, cause you
Right.
don't know. You ain't get tested, and if you did, like you don't. God knows how long that was. Don't
Right.
pull that here.
Him.
So he not dumb because let him. If he'd have pulled up without a mask, you look at all the cameras, the publicity, people writing like, "Oh my God, president in the hospital with no mask and all this shit
Right.
going on." Da, da, da,
Right.
da. And plus, it's probably people. You know what his mind frame was thinking? Oh my God, it's probably they're sick. It's probably people that sick already, and it's probably people that already got corona that's been there. Let me put on a mask at least so I don't catch it if it's people there with it. So that he could have just did that. That could have been the reason why he did that. Like,
Right.
all right, these niggas is niggas there that had corona or could be possibly coming in the same day I'm coming, or there's other people that got other sicknesses there. Like, let me put this mask on to protect myself while I'm in the hospital.
Right.
Um, That's probably why the only reason he wore the mask, because let's see when he go back outside to get on TV if he got a mask on.
Him not wearing a mask is the reason why a lot of white people felt like they didn't need to wear a mask all this time.
Nah,
A lot of them felt like yo, the president not wearing a mask. This shit is fake. Yo, his rhetoric that he was spitting out there was crazy. Like about this virus, that had all his fucking people, all the voters and shit that love him and fucking idolize him, acting wild crazy out here in these streets.
I just don't understand how he's our president, and the fact that
niggas voted him in.
He's gonna get
Fucking
reelected.
Electoral College gave him what he needed. They fucking screwed Bernie out the Democratic nomination, who was literally the only nigga that could probably legitimately beat him, and put Hillary up. And then a week before the fucking election, they put out all kind of shit about Hillary and caused her to fucking lose the election. That's how that shit goes. Listen, there's always some shit that goes on behind the scenes with this shit. Donald Trump, it was written that Donald Trump was gonna win that election, man, years ago.
So we did miss one of the matches, though.
What do we miss?
We missed Bray and Braun Strowman.
Right, the swamp thing match, which is nowhere near as entertaining as the fucking other match. The other match he did.
Are you talking about the Firefly Funhouse match?
Yeah, that Firefly Funhouse match was so dope.
I mean, I get it. I understand. Like, it was a different concept. So
no, absolutely. I get it.
It was still a good match.
I don't think it was bad.
They didn't even have the cinematic quality that they were going for.
I like the little Alexa Bliss thing they did. I like, it was certain little spots in that match that I was really feeling.
Like the fake Brody Lee in the air.
Right. I didn't appreciate the fake Brody Lee and the fake Eric Rowan until you actually seen the dude's face. It was like, yo, who the fuck was that? Like, I didn't appreciate that shit. Like, don't do that. Like, that shit is over with. Like, we not gonna fucking do that.
The only thing I like the ending, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, where like he took him into the swamp, because it's like, all right, now is this gonna lead up to SummerSlam? Like,
right.
Is he gonna be disappearing from now until when is SummerSlam? At middle of August?
Yeah, probably middle or beginning of August. It depends, because sometimes they do it towards the end, and I know sometimes they do it towards the middle of August. So it varies, like every year. It depends. I mean, they don't have a venue now, because usually they go according to like what's available at the arena, but now they're doing it at the performance center. So technically, they could do it any day. And then you got TakeOver and shit too.
Yeah, but see, TakeOver is so much better. So that's just my opinion.
Never know, man. I see them.
TakeOver.
I see them. Yeah, I see them fighting for the title now. I guess you could count it as Bray won because Braun was nowhere to be found. Like, and then you had the Fiend pop out of the water.
Right.
So, and I get it though, because if you think about it, the last time we had the Fiend was when Mania. So it was like the Fiend came back, and it was like he came out of the water and shit like that, and it was like a Jason Freddy type shit.
Like, right. That's the vibe I got from. I got the whole Jason vibe.
That's what I liked about it. I just feel like it was.
They had a few jump scares during the match. Like they tried to get people to be like, oh my god, like when Bray Wyatt just jumped out of nowhere and grabbed Braun. So it was like they had a few of those moments where, oh my god, like so like but I mean it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Was it better than the other match that he had with John Cena? Nah. Bray Wyatt's mind is still amazing to me. I think it was a dope match. They had the Braun Strowman clone. from when he first came into the Wyatt family, and then
Yeah,
having him stare at his old self and shit
that
like
was
that.
dope. I like that. Yeah.
That was good money and shit like that. And then the fake Eric
Rowan.
Rowan and shit like that. Yeah, and Brody Lee, like that. It plays a part, like, because
No,
they
I
were
get
all
why they
together.
did it. I get why they did it. Like
It
I
just
get it.
corny.
But I just thought it was I thought it was tacky. But nah, I think, yo, to be honest with you, like thinking back on the match, I think the only reason why I didn't like it is because I didn't really like the rest of the pay-per-view. So I was already like over it
You
at
was
that
already
point.
turned
Yeah, I
off.
was already
Yeah, like
over. Yeah, I
you.
was already over it at that point. Like I was already like, all right, this was trash. This can only make it a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like amazing like the Firefly Funhouse match, but I mean it was good though. It was good. Like I
I mean,
said, I appreciate the little spots and the little nods they did here and there and shit like that. Like
They had
it was
Alexis
cool.
Bliss. They had Alexa Bliss be Sister
Sister
Abigail.
Abigail.
all I
Mhm.
know,
At least it wasn't as bad as that shit that they did with Randy. That shit that he did with Randy, that horror house, that shit was trash. Like
yeah,
it was better.
Oh
It
yeah,
was better than that.
I don't even remember that shit. I don't
the
even
Yo,
remember seeing it.
first of all, you had this. They started in the house. It was like a Wyatt family type house.
it was
Like,
the white compound fight.
yeah, it's a Wyatt compound.
That shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then they started in the house, and they had to drive back to the arena and finish in the ring. Like, what? Like, I'm gonna beat you up here, and then I'm
Like
gonna drive
I'll
home.
meet you here.
the white
Nigga,
compound
I'm so mad. I'm gonna jump in my car and go all the way to the arena.
to fuck you up.
shit. I beat you up in this house already, but I'll meet you at the arena, nigga.
I'm
No,
gonna
just fight me at
fuck you up in the house, and I'm gonna pin you in the ring.
yeah, like what? That shit.
Right.
That shit. I think that would have been better if they would have had a cinematic feel. Like the way that they did these two matches, if they would have did that cinematic, I think that match would have came out way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think right now
Like,
we have to get used to matches like these too, because WWE is not doing too great right now because of numbers, because of everything at the moment. So
Right.
because everything is going to shit the way it's going to shit, we just gotta make do and wait. Unfortunately,
I
um,
mean, it was good. It's good. I like the cinematic matches.
I
It's
love
funny.
the
Like
cinematic matches, but what happened on Sunday definitely wasn't one of them.
the Money in the Bank. That shit was funny. I enjoyed Money in the Bank cinematic. Like
But money in the bank though was hilarious. But those were fake falls because if you throw somebody over a roof,
nah, they killed Alice the Black, R.I.P.
they kill Alex
Baron
Black.
Corbin.
I think Corbin.
No, Rey Mysterio. Yo, a
Wait.
murderer.
Oh, they threw Alistair when they threw Alistair Black off the joint. That was it for him, man.
Yeah, yo, son. You know what's so crazy? Huh? Rey Mysterio can't get a break. First, he gets thrown off of fucking corporate buildings, and now he losing eyes.
That's
What's
it.
good?
That's his job though. That's what he definitely doing the job. That's him.
My man getting thrown off corporate buildings. Like how do you like how do you explain that when you get home? Like how was your day, honey? But you know, man,
Hey,
I got
Palma,
thrown.
why not?
My
Like,
eye just came out today and shit at work. You know, it was at the steel steps and everything like that. And then Seth Rollins threw up and everything. Yeah. And then I had Baron Corbin throw me off the fucking corporate building last pay per
no big
view.
deal.
Nothing too crazy.
It's a normal day in the office.
Right.
Shit is crazy, huh?
It's wild.
We got through wrestling. We got we got through Trump being a dick. We
Uh,
talked about coronavirus. We talk about Miami.
Coronavirus. Shit is getting real.
Now our two topics that we've been talking about. Do we want to talk about Tory first, or we want to talk about Jada?
We get Jada out the way.
Tory automatically. That shit was corny. You bust off on a chick, bro. Like, nah, that's his wife.
So did he try to bob her shit or
Yo, I
like?
don't. Yo, listen. Apparently, they saying they was because they was together the whole weekend. They was together the whole weekend. They was vibing. I don't know what they was doing. I don't know if they was together.
He's
They was
busting her
fucking whatever.
ass.
I'm gonna assume that, but then again, you know what I'm saying, you don't never know. So they could have
That's a
been
fact.
collabing on some shit. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So apparently they had gotten into it that early in that night, whatever. Her friend, and him, they was driving. They was arguing in the whip. She was like, "Yo, let me out." Nigga was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna let
And
you
then
out."
he shot off.
Then he was like, "Yo, if you leave here, I'm gonna bust off," and shot her in the foot twice. So like when I heard that she got shot in the foot, I was like, "Oh nah, somebody in the car had to do that." But they was trying to act like it was like it might have been like a drive-by or something. I said, "But she got shot in the foot? Like y'all
Yeah, I
not
heard it
making no
was like
sense."
her leg, like the cop. I heard the cops
He
when
bust
she
her in
got
the
out the
foot,
car,
bro.
like she was bleeding out her leg or some shit like
Nah,
that. And
she
I
was
was
bleeding
like,
off her foot. She bleeding out her
that's
foot.
that's Harlem Nights all over. Huh?
That
Yo,
nigga
She
bust her
got
in the
shot her
foot.
pink into he
even her
shot her in the pink.
girl, Meg's homegirl goes, I want to clear up the rumors that I shot Megan. I wasn't the one with the gun and would never. However, I was present. So apparently in the car there was the witnesses too. So how are
Right. It was short. Is her friend, her. It was her friend Meg and fucking Tory, and Tory bust off on her.
yeah,
Tory
all
bust
How
off
you?
because
on her.
what though?
All 5'3" of him, 120 pounds.
This nigga said all five.
Yo, you didn't see the joint that his fucking paper said, yo, he's 135 pounds, 5'3" or some shit like that. You ain't never seen that video of him when he was sitting in the chair, he was freestyling, and then when he stood up, he was the same height he was when he was sitting down. You ain't never seen that
Nah,
video?
I'm dead. Hell
Yo,
no,
the nigga
nah,
stood,
send me
the
that.
nigga was in the chair like this. The nigga stood up and didn't move, bro. The nigga stood up and walked off, and like he was still the same height, bro.
Nah, I'm
That shit
dead.
was wild, bro. Yeah, I promise you, he was on like Shade 4-5 or some shit, or maybe it was Funk Flex. He was freestyling, and when he stood up, the fucking chair back was still the same height as his fucking head, bro. That's just wild. That shit's
So
wild, bro.
Listen,
Yo, this
them
nigga
niggas got
violated
more.
that nigga, bro.
Both them niggas got more money than me, but at the same
Right.
token, like I don't think, oh, what did you gain out of shooting Shorty in the foot? You might do jail time for that.
no,
Even
but
though
Right.
that they
here's
said,
the thing.
even though that they,
What is it? What do you gain right now? Just in general, like you're gonna go.
and
You
They're
shot
saying that, so
someone.
they're saying nobody's being cooperative, so they're probably gonna give
yeah,
him the pistol charge and call it a day. He's gonna say it discharged off or whatever in the car. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna give him the pistol charge. He's probably gonna get probation or community service. They're gonna keep
Well,
him
right
in.
now he got on bail for $35,000, and his court appearance is October 13th.
Right. So he's already out.
yeah.
So
You know,
so he's not. They're not giving him nothing.
but Meg is traumatized by this. Meg is
No, I would be, but she's not being cooperative. You
well.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen, but you don't know what we personally don't know what happened in that car, right?
right.
So we all go by speculation. But if she's like between the media making jokes about her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting shot in the fucking foot and whatever the fuck happened in that car, I can understand her not wanting to cooperate and not being involved or whatever because she feels like she's being attacked not only physically, she's being attacked everywhere. So that's
Right.
why
Nah, you know,
she wrote that.
it's just, mm, I don't think, like, I mean, she did go through something. She got shot in the foot. I would think besides being like hurt behind the situation because you whatever you was doing in the weekend, y'all was fucking, y'all was spending time, y'all was collabing. You wouldn't think of somebody that you would
You were spending time with.
respect and yeah,
Right.
like to do that. Like I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, like by doing something with you, fucking you, spending time with you, collabing with you, and you shoot me in my foot over a disagreement. Like that really shows what you really thought of me. Like,
And then it was
do I
like
think?
there was like wild shit coming out talking about, yeah, Tory does not respect women. Like mad women started just coming out like over the weekend. Like Tory Lanez don't respect women. Like this is not new. Like he has no respect for women. Period.
Well, people
And
are
like
trying to cancel him, and honestly, I don't blame him because first of all, he's already wild. He was already wild as it was, and already showed he was like a womanizer or whatever you want to call it, like because of his stunts on quarantine radio and shit like that.
well, right. And I
So
mean, yeah, he's. I mean, It's funny about this cancel culture shit because it's like we condemn certain people for certain things, but won't do the same for others. And it's like, yo, niggas been doing shit like that quarantine radio shit for years on Facebook and Instagram, getting hoes to twerk and all kind of shit, all
He
that shit.
wasn't even the only
For,
one doing it. Other people was
right,
doing
right.
it
I think his
and
shit was the
having girls
biggest.
naked on this shit.
Right, I think his shit was the biggest out of all of them. But like for years, niggas like that's not new. It's just his shit just blew up. Like his shit just popped
What's
off.
his shit more than Boosie? I don't think his shit was more than Boosie.
Nah, his shit. You know why his shit was more than Boosie? Because Boosie wasn't doing it all the time like he was. Like this nigga was religiously doing it every Tuesday or every Thursday, whatever day it was. It was like every week on the dot, like same time until niggas cut him off. Like niggas at first, because remember at first niggas was cutting him off, and then after a while they was just letting him rock. They was just letting him rock after a while. So it was like with Boosie shit was cool, but his shit was more funny than anything. His shit was like comedy. That niggas was
He was
hilarious.
out. Ooh, fuck me
Right,
up. Ooh, fuck me
His shit
up.
was comedy,
That nigga was like,
Tory
ooh.
shit was like Tory was on some like I'm doing this shit for me, but this shit benefiting the people too. Cause look, I got these hoes twerking and shit. They twerking for you know what I mean? Shit, just dumb shit. Or he would get on a chick, he'd get on her like he start talking wild trash about her. He hang up on her shit like that was funny. Like it was cool though, and people was like they was loving it. They was tuned in. Like the Boosie shit to me was like his shit was like World Star type shit. Like you just watch the clips and shit
Yeah.
on World
You,
Star, and
you
you'll
just
get
see
you
it
know
for
what I'm
the
saying.
nakedness and shit like
Right,
that. So
right,
he,
right. His shit was like a hot take with Tory Lane shit was like his shit was dope. But niggas been doing that shit for years. But they ready to cancel Tory Lanez because that shit there. Niggas been beating up women for years. Niggas still ain't canceled Chris Brown.
I mean, but you
You
gotta
know what I'm saying?
understand, if we're gonna talk about Chris Brown, we gotta keep it all the way real. You know how much shit Chris Brown went through for years because of that
Nah,
situation,
listen,
and
I
and
get
then
it. He's
Tory
still
Lane,
going
and
through it.
then yeah, he put hands on the bitch. Like
Right,
I mean not a bitch. He put hands on Rihanna. Like
right.
I'm not saying Rihanna a bitch and none of that, but
Yeah, yeah.
in a token, like you shot Shorty. Like
Right,
you could have killed Shorty. Like he's not saying that Chris Brown couldn't have killed Shorty beating her, but you shot a person. Like she could have bled out. She could have lost her toe. She could have not been able to walk again.
hmm
She's lucky to even have that happen. So it's like if I had to choose, I'm putting Tory's situation higher than Chris Brown. Like you beat on the chick, you bruised the face real bad. Like Shorty
Damn,
was
know the
probably
call
scared
was
for.
And then look how long it
oh, shit.
look how he started changing his life a little bit because he has a daughter now. So you
Yeah,
see,
Chris Brown showed remorse from it. Like soon as it
Right,
happened, he showed remorse. Like you not saying that it's okay because it's never okay to put your hands on a female. Like no now she out here wanna be beating on you like a man, then I don't know what to tell you, hun. There's only so many times a man is gonna walk away by getting hit. Like men get abused too. But
right.
to pull a gun on a female, a defenseless female, and you driving, because I'm pretty sure he was driving. So you pulling guns out, nigga, and driving. It's GTA now. You playing GTA. You just left down, right, up, and then a gun appeared, like, doop. And he
Right,
was like,
right.
bitch, you ain't going nowhere. Like, and you
Yeah, that's
shoot her in the
basically what he
foot.
said.
So unless the only thing I could see him thinking in his head, like he didn't try to shoot her in the foot, he just tried to bust off a warning shot
Right.
or a shot
And
to
I think
scare
that
her.
too. I think that's what happened. I think he tried to bust off and try to scare and the shit went off or whatever.
Like he probably shot a shot to be like, bitch, I'll shoot you in this shit. And him not paying attention, he shot her in the foot. Like it's still unacceptable.
Right,
You
no,
pull the
absolutely.
gun out.
Not
Like,
making
and
no
then on
excuses
top of
for
that,
him.
it's gonna affect his career. Like DJ Academic said, it's gonna affect his career. Even if he's not found guilty and he walks, you're still gonna be
he's still
because at the end
guilty
of
in
the
the
day,
public
niggas know
eye.
you did it. I mean, no, all the memes and jokes and everything that everybody's doing, I see it's funny. Like it's funny, but at the end of the day, you did it. You fucked up. Like now, people gonna look at you funny. Like
Right.
this the nigga that shot a girl in the foot. And I'm pretty sure Megan Thee Stallion, as much traumatized as she is right now, and God bless her, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. I'm pretty sure she gonna put it in the song. Like, yo, I got shot before. Like she's doing something. Like she right now they probably like, yo, you a tough son of a bitch. Like you got shot and you gonna make a full recovery. Like what female artists out here can really say they've been shot or shot at? Besides like Remy Martin
I mean,
and Little Kim and all that.
I wouldn't want to celebrate that either. If we're gonna be,
I mean,
it's not so much about
yeah,
celebrating; it's what's gonna make dollars.
celebrating.
It's what's
That's
gonna
a
make that
fact.
money. It's gonna put
Look
her
at 50
in the
Cent.
spot that she needs to. Right, 50
Yeah,
made a
look at
career
50
off of
Cent.
being shot. He made a whole career off of being shot. So
So
that's what happens. Even it's that and going to jail. Lil Kim, once Lil Kim came out of jail, that's every bar now.
a lot of rappers, once they get shot and it's
Wayne
publicly known.
too. Wayne did.
Matter
Yeah,
of
some
fact,
chains on Rikers and
Troy
that's
Ave,
bars.
Troy Ave, the shootout that he had.
Right.
And then the shootout on the highway, the shootway in, what was it, King's Plaza?
Right.
Look at that. Nigga rapping about it. Everybody raps about it. Like, unless the only time you won't hear people talk about it is if they don't want to get indicted for something. Or like they can't speak on it because of lawyer terms. Like I see Tory's playing it smooth. I don't believe he's made a comment. He said anything like,
Nah, he hasn't said nothing.
So either his lawyer telling him not to say nothing, let him handle it. Like I don't know. Like I can't be that man right now. Like that's crazy. Like that shit is ridiculous, bro. What do you think about that, Ivory? What do you like? Let's say we all three in a car and one of us shoots you in the toe. What's your next move?
I'm crashing the car. I'm fucking you up.
That's worse. I got a gun in my hand. You gonna try to crash the car?
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand what it's like to get shot. Cause you're not pulling over no car and fucking nobody else if you get shot.
You got a tattoo? Ivory?
A what?
Do you have tattoos?
Yes.
So it's like 10 times as worse than that, and the burning sensation because you feel burning when you get shot.
Right.
I am just the person that if you hurt me physically, I can't let you get away with it. I really can't.
Yeah, but you're not gonna do it right away though. You're not gonna do it right away. That pain
you
is
might
gonna
try
hit.
to send some people. Yeah, you might
right.
try to
That
send
pain
people.
is gonna hit, and you're gonna be like, "Nah, take me somewhere." Like you're not gonna
go
do that right away.
First of all, you bleeding. Your
right.
main focus should be yourself, like
survival. Yeah, your main focus should be survival at that point.
And then, because you shocked, one, you ain't think that me and him would shoot you. Two,
right.
you're panicking. So you're like, oh my God, I've been shot. You're like, because at first you probably won't feel it, and then once the pain just hits you, it's over. Like you're like, oh, like everything under the sun, like it's crazy, it's wild. Shit is super wild. Like so, I don't know. Like I don't think you're gonna be fucking anybody up. You'll be crying because
right. You're gonna be in pain. You may want to. You may want to. That may be in your mind to do so, but listen. Anywhere you get shot in any type of limb or anything, you're gonna be in more pain than anything. You're not trying to feel it. Yeah, I've never even been shot before, but I've shot a gun before, and I can tell you the force behind that gun. I can imagine that shit hitting somebody and what kind of pain they be in. Like it's absolutely
shit. When you bust a gun, a certain amount of times the gun is hot. Even if, first of all, the bullet that comes out, like the shells,
the casing,
like
yeah,
that shit is hot. That shit is hot alone.
That shit's burning hot.
That shouldn't leave a mark on your body if it
right.
hits
That
your body.
Burn your skin right off. Exactly.
So we're not even talking about actually getting physically shot. Like just busting the gun off itself, like and feeling that hot shell on you. You doing the Harlem dance and shit. So
right.
Like.
I don't know. In my mind, it'll be like, yo, I want to fuck you up on my foot.
Right. That's more like a good answer. Cause that shell gonna hit you. That joint gonna hit you. You gonna be hitting that button, that burning button. You be like, oh shit.
And thank God, like the bullet didn't stay in her foot or whatever the case may be. Like I said, we don't know. We only going off of what we've been told and what we know. So it is crazy. Like and I hope everything's okay. Speedy recovery to her, and they get past this shit. Like, but I feel like it's gonna affect Tory's career somehow. Like,
Absolutely.
Oh, he's done. Yeah.
I don't
I
think
don't know
he's
if he's
done.
done. I don't think he's done,
No,
but
but right now his career is gonna get like he's gonna be.
listen. The one thing I know about this shit out here with these musicians and these artists and shit is that they're gonna bounce back, bro. Tory he's gonna put out a gang load of music and people are just gonna forget it. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna forget it. And him and Meg may not be cool no more, but I mean, that'll he'll bounce back from it. It might be a while. It took Chris Brown a little while, you know what I'm saying, to really get back into the
Shit, it
swing of
took him
things.
some years. Jay-Z
Yeah, it took
wasn't
him
even
years.
fucking with this nigga.
Nope. Nobody was fucking with him.
Jay-Z,
His music suffered at a period of time because of it. But and that'll happen. That happens. Like, you go through them ups and downs as an artist and they'll figure it out. But it by no means is he done. Like, people really legit listen to his music and follow him. So that's what that is.
All right, sweetie, talk about something we do know about our final topic of the day, right?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Is she a sexual predator? Did she take advantage? Who is at fault? The Jada Pinkett and August Alsina debacle.
I'm kind of thinking it's a marketing scheme now because this nigga that made a song,
right?
You done diss Will Smith in a song,
right? You done
she
dissed
out
him.
here.
Ross out here with the clever, with the clever, skillful bars about Will and
you got her.
Shit.
Yeah, you got her doing a round table, and then she made a lot of money off that episode.
Absolutely.
Just off the fact that people wanted to hear what she had to say.
Yo, for that 10
situation.
For that 10 minutes, I can imagine how many people watched and got Facebook money, got Facebook Watch money. Like, that shit's gonna boost the fucking product. Like, yo, it's crazy.
Do I think she's wrong for like doing something with a man that was not all the way there up in his head because he was going through stuff in his life?
And one of her child's closest friends. Let's go back to that.
And that's where, like, all right. So the other day you asked that question because I said I really want to give Will some of the blame, and this is why I said I wanted to give Will some of the blame because even though Jada was like, Will can't give me permission to do something that I want to do. Okay, granted, that's true. So let's take that out the equation. But at some point, Will knew what was going on. I'm not going to sit here and try to deny or try to give him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't know. Because if he didn't know what was going on in his household where his kids reside, then he's wrong. He's crazy. So, with Alsina being there and that relationship going on, because listen, they were taking wild pictures, they was in the public and all that. So there's no way you can't feel some type of way or know something. Regardless if he's done with her, right? When you asked the other day, you said, if Jada was in front of me butt ass naked, would I do it? Absolutely. There'll be no doubt in my mind that I would do it.
That's a fact.
Except if I'm Jaden's friend. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that, in my opinion, to my friend. I couldn't do that. Now, if it was a random encounter, if it was a random encounter or something, then okay, cool. But I feel like at some point, Will knew something, and because she was like, "You can't tell me what to do," he didn't say anything. I would have rather him objected to it at some point and then said, "You do what you want," but I objected it because if I was Jaden, that's who I would be mad at. I would be mad at my father for even trying to allow this to happen. Because now you got to know that the kids know. There's no how well are you hiding that? So at some point that shit's got to be weird. So somebody had to have said something. Like even like I said, even though he's not gonna be able to stop it, yo, you gotta say something. You gotta say something. And that's why I say, yo, Will gotta take some of that because, like, yo, this fucked up your kids and shit. It had to. Them kids ain't been seen since. Them kids in hiding.
I mean, wouldn't you want to hide if your friend fucked your mom?
No, absolutely. But we talking about kids that are extroverted introverts. You know what I'm saying? Like that, they're in the public eye, but not really in the public eye. Like, we haven't seen them since right before August said anything.
Shit, I haven't seen Willow since I whipped my hair back and forth.
Nah, Willow been around. I've seen Willow. I don't see Jaden as much. I see him like on World Star. He be throwing little videos and shit out or whatever.
Nah, I see that man out there. Like his song Icon. I'm just an icon living.
Right.
Like, see, like he been in the public eye more than his sister.
More
right?
than no,
like
absolutely.
So I spoke about this me and my co-host Tati, we spoke about this on the last episode of the podcast. You know, August has been going through a lot. You know, I think he said his sister died and her husband died or something like that. He took in her kids and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know, he was going through a lot. Like, I can't blame Will for this. I kind of agree with one thing. Will found out. Like, I think Will found out, but he found out like before she went on. Like, cause she said it happened 4 years ago. So Will probably found out like after she stopped fucking this thing. Like, cause you don't know how many times they did it. They could have just fucked that one time, and then everybody's just dragging it like, oh, he was fucking her multiple times. And then in Hollywood, niggas is friends.
But he dragged the moment he went on the podcast with Yee. And
niggas is not. She didn't even want to talk about it technically. If you really think about it, like even Will was like, so what did you do? He's like, I was in an entanglement, and he was like, entangled. Like, you could see it in his face. Like, they spoke about this behind closed doors. Like, after this shit happened. Yeah, I can't say it's Will's fault because you got to understand. One, Will was filming a movie. He's filming Bad Boys. Two, he out here still making music. And you got to do the promotion shit for the fucking movie and everything like that. And on top of that, you making music, you doing interviews. Like, Will does not like women want to feel like they want it and they need a purpose in men's life. She said she felt like she was empty, like she wasn't needed. Like, Will does everything on his own. Like, he's out here making movies, music. Like, if Will Smith came to your house right now, Ivy, you getting butt ass naked. If he take his dick out and say, let's go, you fucking. Everybody in the house is fucking. Will Smith can pull up to anybody's girl right now and niggas is fucking. You know who Will Smith is if you see Will Smith. Like, he's known everywhere. You know, certain celebrities, you got to look at and be like, who are you? Like, you see Will Smith and you be like, that's Will Smith. I know who that is. Like, it's no. So, in a sense, like he was doing mad stuff like in those years, like filming movies, like starring in TV shows, like stuff like that. Like, he making guest appearances, interviews, and stuff like that. He's a busy person. Not to say Jada wasn't busy, but I feel like she had more of a hand on trying to help August than Will did. And who's to say if they even did it? Who's to say if they even did it in a house? It could have been in a car, a quickie, or it could have rented a hotel, like something. Like, it could have did anything. And then their house is so big that they do the table talk in the house, like and like I said, we spoke about it on the podcast. It's parts in the house that it's so big that it's parts in it's like you gotta probably drive a car to get from one side of the house to another. So it's like it's like maybe one whole block is the house. You can I could cheat on one side and you could be in the house on another side doing something. And by the time you even get to the room that I'm in, that I was just fucking and smashing, and I'm already closed up, like, you know, everything is okay, you know, I'm just checking on him and shit like that, you know. And then Will loved his wife. Even though he said they were at the end of their rope, like they was thinking about divorcing each other. He loves his wife. So, and my wife telling me I'm gonna go check on August. I'm gonna go talk to him for a little bit, whatever part of the house he at or whatever room they got him in. And you ain't gonna be like, damn, is my wife fucking this nigga or like nah? Cause he's already fed up with her. He was ready to throw in the towel. And he knew, like, at the same token, we trying to help this man. So I'm not gonna doubt. I'm not gonna question. I'm not gonna question what she got going on with him. Like, so like I don't know. It's a tricky thing, but I don't think Will knew. He found out. He probably found out. Like most likely, he found out after the fact that it was over. Like when she finally decided, like, all right, I'm not gonna do it no more. He's definitely hurt by it, and it affected both of them to have to talk about it publicly because you could tell they spoke about it
Absolutely.
private. They spoke about it private, definitely. They moved on from it, but it still hurt there, and they didn't want to talk about it again. Like nobody wants to keep going over the same shit over and over and over.
Right.
So the shit is crazy. Like
Yeah.
I feel for Will on this. Like
No,
uh,
I
um
feel for everybody, man. I feel for the whole family, man. I just feel like it was just a situation that just really was a private situation and just got turned public by somebody who was just in their feelings about it. You know what I'm saying? And
I
that's
mean,
how it
Ted,
happens,
it
you
could be a
know.
marketing scheme. It could be a
No,
marketing
true that
scheme
too.
because
Could be that
he
too.
came out with a whole album. Like before that song Entanglement,
Right.
he has a
It
whole
came a
album
whole
that just
album.
came
Right,
out.
right, right, right. It could have been. It could have been something to just
So,
keep it in his, you know, keep people on him and paying attention to him. But
cause
I don't know.
he had 4 years to talk about that. Why you
True.
ain't talk about it after it happened? Like and shit like that. You waited till
He
you
did.
about to
He
drop
all
an
right. So he
album.
did kind of talk about it. He did kind of. He spoke on it very small. You know what I'm saying? But it was like speculation at the time. But he, I mean, it wasn't like
You showed me
I
an
wasn't.
interview 4 years ago where he said something remotely
Nah, he
close
came
to
out with
that.
the song. He came out with a song. What was that? That Nunya shit. And the whole video, if you watch the whole video is a text conversation between him and Jada. The whole video. Now, I don't know how real the text conversation was or if it was edited or whatever anyway, but it was literally the video was literally an emoji face, the memoji face of him, the memoji face of her, and they're typing to each other or speaking to each other through the memoji or whatever. But the whole song it came out like what 2-3 years ago. He spoke on it, but it was just speculation. Like, yo, is this nigga talking about like he fucked Jada or some shit? Like niggas, like it's been. This is not a new rumor, like at all. Like, but that's why it didn't surprise people when he came out with it. It was just like, oh my god, like it was just like this is for real. Like this is really happening. Like he's definitely spoken on it before.
Like, I'm not surprised by it, right? But like, it goes back to what we were saying on Rawrrzone, Mikey. For
Yeah.
where does personal responsibility play into this situation?
Right.
You know, where does personal responsibility? Because if you're calling it an entanglement, what the fuck? What the fuck are you really doing at the end of the day? Because you're not taking responsibility for what's
Well,
going on.
let me explain. Let me explain this. When she called it an entanglement, that's exactly what she meant. She never thought.
Mm-hmm.
She never thought of it in the same way that August thought of it, and it shows immediately.
Say it, but fucking.
Will had to check her on it because at the end of the day, regardless of what you want to call it, it was a relationship. You
Mm-hmm.
may not want it. You may not want to call it that because you don't want to give it that label. But Will had to check her. He was like, an
But
entanglement? Like,
why,
really? Is that
why,
what we're gonna do?
but that's my point, Mikey. Why does my man, if I fucked up, and how many times I fucked up and you put me on the spot, and then I still go and say, yo, yeah, you're right, I did it. Instead of
Right.
that, Jada goes and says an entanglement. Okay,
Bec-
even if you don't want to call it a relationship, say yes, I fucked him. Yes, I did this. Yes, I sucked his dick. Whatever the case may be.
because
Huh?
she's trying. Because like any human being, You're trying to save face. She was embarrassed.
She got
They were
remorse.
both
You know,
embarrassed. And then she was caught.
she loves Will. Yeah.
Right. And she was she's put in a situation now where they're having to rehash something that they already probably have been over for years now. And it hurt him before, and now she sees that it's hurting him again. So she's trying to soften the blow for him and to
But you
also
can't.
save face on her.
But you can't.
That's a fact.
And don't and I'm tired
It's
of
not that you can't, it's not that you can or can't. It's that when you care about somebody, you don't want to hurt them.
you
Regardless if you can, you're gonna try to soften the blow regardless.
but you don't want to hurt them whether you're lying about it or not. It's still hurting him. It's still,
Right. But they didn't have any other choice. August did not give them any other choice. So
That's a fact.
it's either
Once he put it
rehash
out
it
there,
all the way, or Jada's
everybody
like,
want.
yo, I'm going to try to soften the blow and talk about it in terms that it won't hurt him again. But Will was like, yo, I'm a man up and just be like, yo, listen, this was not an entanglement. This was a relationship. I need you to be head up. I get why she said entanglement. Like, I totally get why. Like, I totally get it. But that just goes to show you at the end of the day, her feelings for the situation with her and August were different than the feelings that August had for her. And that's why at the end of the day it was wrong. The second that she called it an entanglement as opposed to in a relationship, when in fact it was a relationship, already shows that that relationship was wrong. And
so
maybe she didn't get that right away. Maybe she got that after the fact, but it was wrong.
so are we calling her a sexual predator?
I don't know if I'm gonna call her a predator, but um I just at this point I really my whole thing on it is it's become one of those situations where I don't want to like their lifestyle is weird. So it's like unless you understand that lifestyle that
But
they
that's
have,
the question. If it's really a lifestyle, because a lot of
nah, there's definitely a lifestyle there. Because she's implied that they've done that this has been done before. So this is not the first time it's happened. This is just the first time it's gotten put out there. So there's definitely lifestyle choices there. By even not even so much just in the sexual way, by the way they raise their kids, by the way they live their life, things like that. It's a lifestyle that unless you live that lifestyle or understand that lifestyle and that culture, you'll never understand it. So my whole thing is I would never be into a open marriage or even during a separation feel like I can get into a whole relationship with somebody. Like they were in whole relationships with people while they were separated. Like I don't understand if you trying to move a little different, trying to figure out stuff or whatever, but they were in whole relationships. Like probably I love yous were exchanged. You see what I'm saying? Stuff in that at least in that vein with August, it had to have been something like that for him to be feeling the way he was feeling. So like that type of lifestyle, unless you live that or understand that lifestyle and that culture, you'll never really get why this happened the way it is. So because I don't get it, because it's not something that I would necessarily do, I'm not ready to call her a predator because in
but you
her eyes she probably isn't.
predator name.
In her eyes she's probably not. In her eyes it was probably a situation where, like you said, she needed that that love and that affection. You know what I'm saying? She needed that feeling of like wanting and love and whatever that Will wasn't giving her. And in that moment, that's where she was getting it from. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like before I was quick to be like, yo, she's a predator. That was fucked up. But I understand the wanting and I just wish it was somebody that was, that wasn't her son's friend. You know what I'm saying? I think that was where we get kind of crossed off for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get in nobody's relationship like that. Like it is what it is. Whatever y'all did, y'all did. That's not making me no money. That's not putting no food on my table. So y'all figure that out. It's entertainment for me, but I'm not so quick now to call her a predator. I'm not so quick for that.
I just think she's wrong for not taking responsibility. Even if she's trying to spare her husband.
Right.
If you cheated on me, I'd rather you just keep it a buck.
So let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. Are you upset that she's not taking responsibility on camera? Or are you mad because you think she hasn't taken responsibility already?
I don't
Because because
think if
Will
she's calling
this
it entanglement, let's be real about it, right? I don't think any of that red table talk was staged, obviously, because
uh,
you could see
uh,
the genuine pain Will was feeling.
yeah, no, I get that. I think it to me, I think a lot of it was staged, but I think it got to a point where it became very emotional.
You
And
know,
then it kind of went off. But I feel more or less like
but
I think for the cameras, it was different. I feel like she's already taken responsibility. I feel like they've already gotten over it.
I
And
don't.
personally, like I feel like personally they've gotten over it. But you have to imagine reliving something that's traumatizing after you've already gotten over it.
They might have. They might have. You know.
You can tell that they've had this conversation before and
Yeah.
probably many times. So like for them to rehash it and then having to do it in front of millions of people, that's a whole different situation.
But I just don't feel like she completely took responsibility. I
But like I said, is that only because it was on camera? Because like I said, we don't know what happened behind closed doors. Like I said, the entanglement, the whole conversation about the entanglement was just more or less for the camera.
I mean,
And I think she wasn't like, all right, so for instance, I can understand you saying that if she was talking directly to Will. But she wasn't talking directly to Will. They were having a conversation about it. She was talking to the people and Will was invited into that conversation. So if they were talking to each other, having a conversation with each other, then I can get what you're saying. But Will was being almost a mediator for it to kind of rein it in, to kind of keep it in check. You know what I'm saying?
I get it,
While
but I
while
still
if
feel like behind the scenes, I feel like because that entanglement word came out too loose, like too easy, right? Like you cannot just say that so loosely. Like so for me, it's like okay, you probably said this before.
right.
So
Well,
I don't think she's taken full responsibility. She's probably said it, and they got over it, right? But maybe there's still that residual stuff because when Will said, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you back," yo, petty or not, I think he meant it. I feel because he
no,
was
I'm sure he did.
so
And
no.
and I and I'm sure like once again, like I said, like it's very interesting about that because that word entanglement is basically a new word regarding like relationships or a type of relationship, I should say. But like I
Mhm.
feel like genuinely, she was in it for the penis, while August was genuinely in love with her.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's why the word entanglement came out. Because at the end of the day, I think she was just fucking him, and she may have liked him in that type of way, but was never truly in love with him. Notice that August has said many times, like I was in love with that woman, and she's never not once
He
said that,
said he can die knowing he knows.
knowing that he's loved somebody the way he's loved her. Absolutely, but she's never said that. She's never said like this was something that I was in love with. So it automatically already shows that their view of the relationship was different, like way different, and just because the word entanglement came out then, like I said, that was more for me, more or less to soften that blow. Like we're not. I want to talk about this, but I want to talk about it as fast as possible. And then Will was like, if we're gonna call it what we're gonna call it, let's call it what it was. You were in a relationship, but in her mind, I guarantee you, she did not view it as a relationship, even though
Yeah, she didn't
she
see it
probably
as
she
that. It
probably
was a
knew
dick
it
appointment,
was.
basically.
Right. She probably knew what it was, but doesn't want to give it that title. So I'm not quick to say that she didn't take responsibility for it. I just her viewpoint of the relationship was totally different. And an entanglement is the best way that she could call it. Like we were entangled. Like it was a weird situation. We were fucking. I liked him. He loved me. We broke it off. I haven't heard from him since. That sounds almost like an entanglement to me. While being married, still being married officially to my husband, Will Smith, who is one of the top 10 best actors of all time. Like, that sounds like a fucking entanglement to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the definition of entanglement would be Jada, Will, and August. like you can't get any worse than that. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm so sold on the fact that she didn't take responsibility. I just don't think that she took responsibility on camera. But that's not for us to determine. Like, however they want to describe the relationship is how they're going to describe it for us. Just like I said, August gave them no chance.
I think she took responsibility for it, but it was like I said, she didn't want to talk about it no more. She
Right.
didn't see it as like as deep as he did. Like he's seen it so deep. I don't think she's seen it like that. That's why she's not like, oh, it's not a big deal to her. Like
Right.
I don't think she takes it as like, oh yeah,
Keep it a
nah.
buck.
She just
Like,
seen it as we had sex or whatever.
right. Keep it a buck. Like, I feel like at this point, neither one of them really. It wasn't really a serious situation for either one of them until they got in front of each other and had to talk about it in front of the people, and then like those feelings are hurt, and she was like, he was like, yo, I was done with you, and she was like, I hadn't felt good in a long time. Like, those type of words hurt. Standing next to in front of looking at each other eye to eye and saying, hearing all of this shit, wondering like, yo, I've loved this woman or I've loved this man for so long. Where did I go wrong? I don't care where you're at in your relationship. If y'all got over it, once y'all start talking about that shit again, them feelings is gonna come back. All of that hurt, like, yo, where did I go wrong in that period of our relationship or that period of our marriage where I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I was so more focused on my career or so more focused on these women or so more focused on whatever it was that I was doing that I wasn't able to give my wife what she needed or give my husband what he needed in order for us to make this work. You know what I'm saying? Like thinking about that now, like, that's just gonna hurt. So that's why I feel like Will had the face that he had. He was genuinely hurt just over the fact that we're rehashing this shit again, and I got to think about all the shit that I didn't do the first go round. You know what I'm saying? That
That's a
shit would
fact.
hurt. I know that shit would fuck me up if I was good with my wife and we were sitting there talking to each other about some shit that happened fucking 4 years ago. Sitting here thinking about you having sex with another dude. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, nobody wants to hear that.
nobody
Like
want to hear that shit. Like
I don't really hear
nobody wants to
really hear
relive that,
that.
bro. Like that's hard. That's difficult. Knowing somebody had which what belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying that Jada Will belongs to Jada or whatever. Jada belongs to Will, but like in marriage terms, like, yo, that's mine. Like, ain't nobody else supposed to have that. You know what I'm saying? So like I get that. Like I get that feeling. Like that face that he made that hurt. Like I identify with that. Like, I understand that.
Yeah, that shit is ridiculous.
It's a mess, bro. Like, and that's why I feel sorry for all of them. I feel sorry for August for having to even feel like he had to come out and just speak on it in that way, just to speak his truth, even if it was a marketing employee. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that type of shit is a way to get out so you can heal and move on. Maybe he didn't have it in him to heal and move on until he was able to speak it out. You
I
never
think
know.
he's still I think he's still kind of hurt behind it.
Nah, obviously, for Jada to say he stopped talking to her and then him to come out and say what he said, it's like, yo, like you still really hurt. You still dealing with it. But of course, in some ways, it was a marketing employee. We can't deny that.
Oh
But
yeah.
I do feel there was some type of hurt and it was some type of release that he needed to get out, and it was just a great opportunity for him to do that at this point. You know what I'm saying? And God bless him. I hope it works out for him in the end. But it's just, I feel bad for Jada. I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for Will. At least for the next two, God knows how long they're gonna be stuck with that. They gotta take that L.
Yeah,
They
that's
gotta
a
eat that. They gotta eat that L, man. Like there's not gonna be too many more premieres or outings they're gonna have without it, them being scrutinized about their relationship, all because somebody needed to out them.
And that's foul. Like,
Right. And then according to August, he called them and let them know he was gonna do that, which I don't believe, because I believe that was a spur of the moment situation. Like, I don't believe he really knew he was gonna get on Angela Yee and talk about it. But he claims he got on the phone and let them know, or let somebody on that family know. I don't know if it was Jaden or whoever. Let somebody know that he was about to do that. So that makes it even worse. But the Smiths gonna have to take that L. They're gonna have to hold that. And I hope that Will got his hoes in check. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, my son Will strike me as his character. He playing Bad Boys. He a real Mike Larry type of dude.
Right. And on some real shit, I'm sure Will smart with his shit, got NDAs and all kind of shit. So like, you know what I'm saying? Will, we probably not gonna hear from nobody. Only person that could out them at this point is Tisha Campbell. She really the only one that could fuck that whole situation up. And I'm still waiting on that. Her and Lisa Ray. I'm still waiting on something from all that shit. Trying to hear all that they the only two now. We just waiting on, because they've been throwing shots too. They've been like, yo, y'all don't even know the whole story. All kind of shit. They've been throwing little shots here and there for years. So, this ain't the end. So we gonna see.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Oh man, shit has been crazy, son. I don't know. Like, I don't like the way it went about, and I put my son Will in the ill and the crazy light, because I know he's like that. Like, Will is not the type of person to be public like that. So,
I mean, because Will, and I think I saw an interview, right? Well, I was talking to somebody about this, but Will had put himself in that bubble since he was the Fresh Prince, right? Where, okay, I got this record deal, I'm gonna stay on the track, right? The track of make the record, have the hit TV show, keep going to make sure all my movies are a success. So when you have such a hit like that, where you've done so well with keeping your life private, now he's just at the point like, fuck it, I'm gonna just let everything rock now after so many years.
Right.
The man is human just like all of us, and we can't,
Absolutely.
like how we all say, yo, I'm gonna hold this shit in, I'm gonna hold my life in. And it eventually gets to the point where it bursts out. And the August Alsina thing now is causing Will to just say, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Right. It's a fact.
Well, I just hope they just be better. Like, this situation, I pray that, they get shit together. The relationship doesn't, fault because of this, things happen. It's 2020. Shit happens. That's just what it is.
Right.
That's the slogan for the year. Shit happens because it's 2020.
It's a fact.
Look what we done been through. So I just hope everything gets better. And
shit, we in July now. Shit gotta get better now. We gotta go on the downward now. Shit can't get no worse. Shit gotta start going down now. You got to let them energies start calming down and shit. Cause all this shit getting crazy out here, man.
That's a
this
fact.
Shit getting 2020 been a wild ride for the past a little over 7 months now.
It's ridiculous too.
Crazy, yo. It's every month something new.
Listen, man, as long as monkeys, like actual monkeys, don't take over the world, like soldiers off, right?
I'm legit waiting for the zombies to come out. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm just waiting on the zombies. That's it. The zombie apocalypse. This is the time that it can happen. I'm not throwing nothing out the window. Everything is on the table at this point. Anything can fucking happen.
We had killer hornets. Remember?
I'd be surprised they finally get a clear picture of Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, all that. Like, bro, like before this year's out, they done confirmed there's aliens and shit. Like, yo, like 2020 been wild.
Nigga said Loch Ness Monster. Bigfoot. Ha!
Shit. Listen, bro, you can't deny nothing no more.
That's a fact. Shit, everything
Nothing.
happened.
This shit popping up. Anyway.
So, what do you guys all have planned for yourselves for the rest of the apocalypse year?
I'm gonna cuddle up with a girl. Just, you know.
Oh, and hit her with the wee wee?
Yeah, you already know. My life don't stop. It just, you just gotta be cautious of certain things.
Right. I'm here trying to decide while I sit outside right now if I'm going back to freaking Bayside to get my charger for my laptop. Because I want to start recording my podcast again, and that was my plan to do after I did this show, but I'm like not really feeling that ride right now. So if I get on the bus, I'm just trying to map it out, like, because I think I'm gonna go make that trip, but I don't know. And then like I am also working on my EP and shit like that. So before this year is out, there's gonna be a lot of stuff happening for me. I'm finally getting back into that place where I feel like I could work again. So it's time to get back to work. We just put out the video for Live Johnson hunting season, shot by me, edited by Katie.
Yo,
So and it came out really dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like I'm concerned, for me, only my second video ever being shot, like me shooting video wise or whatever. But it's we moving out here. Everything is good. I hope to do some more podcasts. Get with a couple of people and just talk shit. Like I like to talk shit, man. I like to get and just you know what I'm saying. So I'm hoping that that happens this year.
You gotta keep reaching, keep doing your shit so you keep.
That's it, yo. I'm just like I've actually, like I said, I've actually got back into a mood where like I don't feel like I'm stuck not doing shit. Like I actually feel like I'm ready to get up and start doing shit again. So it's time to make these moves again. It's time to make these moves.
The fact, don't let the year distract you from what you have planned for yourself and your
Right.
blessings.
Right. And it's crazy because everything's still kind of on track for me, even though I kind of took like a little break. It's still on track. So.
Mr. Hitter with the wee wee, thank you so much for coming here with us again.
Thank you for having me again. Like I said, I'm ready, man. Get me on that podcast. I'm ready for an interview, man. I tell all, man.
Well, listen, if you and Tati are willing to come to the station, we'll have you guys on radio talking about the podcast.
Right.
I'll go with 10 o'clock tonight.
I could bring some funny stories. I could bring some sex stories. We can bring whatever.
Whatever, Rawrrzone, we don't got no filter on Rawrrzone. We talk about whatever. We like y'all in that aspect. So, whatever y'all want to come on and talk about, we could just have a 2-hour night where we just bullshitting the whole night talking about whatever.
Yeah, I could bring a bottle. We could drink. We can listen.
Well,
man.
we can't drink in the studio, but we can.
Y'all can't drink in the studio?
Nah, they don't let us drink in the studio. But we can do something after or before, whatever the case is. You don't never know.
Unless it's closed cups.
Oh yeah,
it has to be closed cup. Oh, we can get closed cups.
Definitely. So yeah, we can make it happen. I appreciate all you guys for having me on the show. Everybody that's watching, thank you. You can listen to me. I'm the co-host of Cats and Dogs. My co-host Tatiana Taylor. Her birthday was just yesterday. We talk about
Happy birthday, Tati!
We talk about everything under the sun. You get a female's perspective on things and a male's perspective on things. We drop every Wednesday. You can check us out on Cats and Dogs Podcast. We on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast app. You can also watch the video of our podcast on YouTube by searching Jabba Tears podcast, and then just go through the bar until you see Cats and Dogs there. I'm gonna try to get you guys on so we can get a good topic and talk about some good stuff. I appreciate you guys for having me on. It's fun. It's fun to do things like this, so I enjoy it.
Absolutely, bro.
I'm gonna try to get some sleep after this before I get
Yo,
up.
listen, I'm about to make this little mission, and I'm headed right back in the bed.
I'm gonna try to. I'm off today, so I get the. But I had some plans, so
Right.
this is like I got a busy day, but then I also got a relaxing day. So I
That's
gotta
nice.
start. I gotta start moving after this. I'm gonna try to
Yeah,
take a little hour nap or something like that.
I dig it. I dig it.
Mr. Wee Wee, did you give your social media though?
Um, I mean, if you want to follow me on Facebook, is Lawrence Brown. Instagram is the notorious one with the numbers 89 at the end. Is the THE, so it's not DA because some people they be like duh, no, it's the notorious, and then you spell out the number one ONE. It's not one like the number one. It's spelled out ONE, and then at the end, the number is 89 altogether. That is my Instagram. I do not do Twitter. Uh, Snapchat if you want. A Doughboy Fresh 89. Boy is spelled BOI instead of BOY. The number 89 at the end. I barely be on my Snapchat, so Facebook you can follow me and Lawrence Brown. Please let me just message me or something because I don't accept everybody's friend request on Facebook. Even some people I know are still sitting in my waiting to be approved. You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram page is open. It is available to everybody. I don't feel a need to make it private. So like I said,
Right.
my Instagram is the notorious one with the numbers 89 all together on Instagram. You can send me a DM. I'll reply, I follow back. I show love is whatever. If you want to have a genuine conversation with me on Instagram, slide in my DMs. We can talk about it. Just be respectful. Don't say nothing too crazy. I've had women say some crazy off the wall shit before, so it's good. Like I am a very busy person, but I will get back to you in time. I'm down. I'm down to have a good conversation about some good stuff. If you just want to talk, have a discussion, or just general conversation, I'm with it.
What's up? What's up?
Mikey, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere _ Michael Bostic on Facebook. It's Michael Bostic. I have an EP out called The Love Story. Go check it out. It's on all streaming platforms. My single To Infinity Beyond is on all streaming platforms. I am bringing back my podcast, Thoughts of a Regular Man. It'll be under the Ivy Productions Network. And I'm probably going to work on that today. I'm going to head and do this mission real quick to go get my dad on charger. And y'all should be hearing from that soon. I'm going to be talking about on this first episode personal accountability. So tune in for that.
Mm, that sound intriguing. Personal accountability. I like to hear that.
Yeah. So
So guys,
So
like,
Ivory, what are you gonna do for the rest of today?
well, I'm gonna try to reclean my little studio slash bedroom in order to find a suitable workspace where I'm not gonna be sitting on my bed and passing out with my laptop.
Copy.
Gonna upload this episode so it comes out right on time. Oh shit, Mikey dipped, but it's okay. He dropped his social media. And I am probably gonna inhale a lot of amount of coffee because it's already 1:30 in the afternoon and I'm on my third one.
I don't drink coffee, so you can have fun with that.
I don't know how you stay wired then.
Naturally, my body if I could get a decent amount of sleep when I wake up, my my body once my body is up for the day, I'm active. Like once I sit down or I get lax, then it's a different story. But once my body wakes up, I'm good for the day. Like I used to have to be to work at 9:30 in the morning. I would wake up at 6:30 to leave to get ready and shit. Be at my house by like 7:30. Like I'd be tired, but once my body wakes up, it's over. Like I'm up, I'm energized. Like people used to be like, I don't know how you so active in the morning. I'm like, once my body is up, it's over. Like I'm good to go.
But oh man, My name is Ivy. You can follow me everywhere at IamIvy.xo_. Follow the wave at Ivy Productions. Follow our sponsors at Talon Wave. I am such an asshole for shouting them out this whole time, but shout out to Talon Wave. Because of them, you could catch us on Platinum Radio on Saturdays from 5 to 7 in Michigan. You could catch us at DTF Radio from 10 to 12 p.m. on Tuesdays. Our return episode back in the studio is the 28th, so you better tune in. We're retiring Busta Hyman too, and see what Mikey's new porn name is. Again, follow Talon Wave at Talon Wave. And remember, follow Rawrzone everywhere at Rawrzone NYC. Hopefully, we can get, Mr. Hater with the wee wee to come there since it's not far from his house.
I travel, man. I have no problem with traveling, man.
Man, we on the L line, bro.
You said what?
We on the L line, so we not far from you at all.
I live on the L line, so
yeah. I know you do. We're about 10 minutes away from you.
So perfect. That's perfect, man. Whenever you're ready, just let me know in advance. My off days right now are Sundays and Tuesdays. So
that's great because our show is on a Tuesday.
Oh, so yeah, that works perfect. I can do that like on a Tuesday. Like, I could definitely do that. Just let me know in advance so I know how to plan accordingly. I could talk to Tati, or if you want, you can hit Tati up because you have we see what she says. Like, even if she still doesn't want to come on, or she says she'll come, I'm coming. Just let me know. I'm gonna be there.
Listen, we could get her in the same way we did this right now. Don't worry. There's ways of getting people in. Pause.
No, thank you. Like I said, thank you for having me again. I appreciate it. I really enjoyed it. Shout out to you and the team.
Thank you.
I mean, hopefully soon I get to meet everybody, and it's gonna be great.
I don't know if you're ready to meet everyone, or if you think I'm a lot to handle, and you know me since high school.
Listen, man, I'm born ready. I do this for a living. This is me. I filtered myself a lot, like these 2 episodes, because it's not my show, and we talk about wrestling. We're not talking about stuff that I would talk about on Cats and Dogs and stuff like that. Now in the studio, that's different because it's gonna be an interview, so it's gonna be crazy. So I'm ready. I was born ready. I do this for a living. I'm a nut. So
I mean, I already know you're nuts. That's beside the point.
So yeah, whenever you're ready.
But on that note, though, let's not give them too much because we gave them an hour and 52 worth of sauce. We are out.